Folks, we are back out on the St. Croix. Gonna do something a little different today. Of course, we're gonna try to find some walleye, sauger, and whatever else hits. But I do want to try 3 different ways to fish these today. And first being, obviously, the jig and minnow. We're gonna see how well that does. Hasn't let me down in the past. Very happy with it. Second will be the Lindy rig with a crawler on it. We're going to see how that does. Then we're going to go into a slow death hook and with the crawler on it and see how that works. So stick with me, folks. Let's see which one's working. I decided to change it up a little bit. We're going to start with the slow death hook. For those that you don't know what a slow death hook is, it basically has a lot of turns and twists in it, and it literally makes the crawler do a little turn. While I've seen like it, so they say. We're gonna find out. Let's go get some. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see which one's gonna do the best today. And I haven't done this in years. Y'all know me, you've seen my videos. Anything with a jig, I'm on top of it. But this, kind of a whole new animal for me. But I still got it down. All right, folks, here we go. First, oh, almost dropped him. First little guy out on the slow death hook. That's one for them. We'll see the rest. I'm gonna give this another couple of rounds. Let's see what this slow death hook can really do. So let's let her go. I actually have a lot of confidence in this particular hook. I've used it when I first started guiding and teaching people, and worked really well. Obviously still working well. I'd like to see a few bigger ones come in today, but happy so far. 5 minutes of being here, got our first fish. Let's see what else we can find, guys. What I really wonder is that when you use a slow death hook, you're using half the worm. And when I go to a crawler harness, I'm going to be using the full length. Will that make a difference in size for these fish? We're about to find out. Okay, folks, if you haven't ever seen a slow death hook, here we go. I hope you can see it. I'm not sure you can. Those hooks, they're dynamite. Gotta give them a try if you haven't used them yet. Let's get back on it. There we go. Oh, and he's off. I think he totally broke me off, folks. He did. You know what? I'm gonna do the full crawler harness right now. Let's see what that does. Whatever that was cut me off. Most likely it was a northern, but it's all right. Got more to hook up. Let's go get them. Broke my line, and now we're going to do a crawler harness. And the only reason I'm doing that and not putting the slow death back on there is just because I'm seeing fish down there. So while the action's there, we're going to do what we can to put some fish in this boat. Okay, let's see if we can't get this guy. There we go. Fish on. Nothing giant. And it's a sheephead. First fish of the day, second fish of the day. Got one on, guys. Small. And is it nutritious? No. Another little walleye. Hang on guys, and I'll show her to you. Crawler harness. Just a little shorty. Let's let him go. There we go, folks. Just a tiny one. Actually, this is not a bad perch for in here. And I'll show it to you in just a second. This little perch, we're gonna let it go. That's not bad, it's about 10.5. We'll let her go. That wasn't too bad, a little perch on the crawler harness. Let's see what else we can get. You know, I've seen them much bigger out here. I've seen 12-inch perch. I know this because I caught them. So there are some really nice ones out here if you decided to dedicate yourself on catching perch. Some real good ones out here on the St. Croix. We're about an hour out, guys, and we've caught a few fish on the crawler harness. Couple on the slow death. But my curiosity is when I get back to the jig here, which I'm going to do in a few minutes, let's see if we can't pull some fish with that. It's kind of fun. So I'm going to come back through here with the Jig and Minnow. We'll see if I can pull some fish with it. These are working okay, but we'll see what that Jig and Minnow can do in here. Oh, one thing we know for sure, the fish are here. It's just a matter of what do they want to use today? Do they want night crawlers? Do they want the jig and the minnow? Time's gonna tell. The one thing that the Lindy and the slow death have in common is that you cover a lot of water at a pretty decent time. The other thing about it, so that was the pros. Here's my cons. Mud in my boat. A little more time to put on and take off and reset up. And so far it hasn't proven to me yet that being summertime, it pulls more fish. And of course, we haven't done the jig. We'll see when that happens. But like I said, it's gonna be a fun experiment today, guys. Folks, so we gave that an hour. We pulled a few fish using the crawler on 2 different harnesses. We brought some fish in, nothing great. But to be fair, I gave it an hour with the crawler. I'm gonna give it an hour with the Jig and Minnow. Let's see what we can do. Let's find out which one's working best today. One of the things that I really, the mess that crawlers make on a boat, and don't get me wrong, if the crawler was pulling, you know, fish after fish, in a sense, it'd be worth it. But if I can pull the same amount with the jig and a fathead minnow, I'm not so sure if it's worth it. All right, so to be fair, guys, what I just did is I'm gonna throw the slow death hook with the crawler back down, and I'm gonna jig with the other one, and we're gonna see which one does the best. Fish on. Just stuck it down there. Uh-oh, guys. What does this mean? Just dropped it. Got a small walleye. We are back on the slow death hook. Well, here we go. Didn't even give me a chance to take off. Let's see if that was a coincidence. That can't be real. Let's try it again. Like literally just dropped it down and boom, they were there. So let's go with, I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. All right, you know what? Let's do the slow death. It seems to be getting some fish right now. There we go. Got one on, folks. Or at least it feels like it. Wrong species. Let's see what else we can find. It is. Might be one for the box. I haven't seen it yet. There we go, folks. We got our first sauger in the boat. Not bad. Slow death. Crawler. Got to continue working with it until I see what it can really do. Hold on, folks, and I'll show it to you in a second. First 15.5-inch sauger. This is going to be for our catch and cook. Let's hope we can get a few more. But yeah, this will be fun. Slow death, crawler, 15.5-inch sauger. Perfect eater. I would love to get 5 more and do a really cool catch and cook with you. And well, that's what we're trying to do anyway. Let's get some more, guys. So one of the things you want to do if you get a strike on a slow death, you definitely want to reel it up. If you miss the fish, which you shouldn't, but I did. If you miss the fish, you want to make sure your crawler's still on properly, and so you can continue on. And that's what we're going to do. Let's get some more. And I think these are pretty much all perch in here. There we go. Guess we're gonna find out. Oh, folks. Now, something I've never told you guys about. The St. Croix produces some of the largest panfish. And so that's the upside. And since we're doing a pan fry, we're keeping them. We'll cook them up for you. 8 3/4. We're gonna cook them. Should make a delicious. I know my wife loves sunfish, so she'll be happy with this one as well. So yeah, let's put it in the box. Let's continue on. Take a pause for a minute, change out of the pants, back into shorts, as it is warm out here. While we're talking about that, please make sure you guys are wearing sunscreen. It's so important out here on these hot summer days. And I don't care what brand you use, just use it. You'll thank me later. I spent enough time in this area. Fish isn't showing up as much on the electronics. Still a few down there. Thought I'd run the Jig and Minnow one pass, then we'll move somewhere else. But it's been fun. Good experiment. Folks, I'm back to the Jig and Minnow. I've been here long enough. We got a few fish in the area still. Thought we'd do one pass with the Jig and Minnow and then off to the next spot. But what I'd like to know is if you guys fish these rivers midsummer, what are you doing? Are you trolling? You lindy rigging? You jigging? Leave the comments down below. I'm curious what everyone else is doing. So folks, something else I did after I changed out of my pants, I downsized my jig. I was using a 3/8 and I thought there'd be a little wind. There's no wind. We're down to 1/4. And usually the lighter the better, makes it look natural. But we'll see what this does. Well, you look at that. A little sauger. So one of the things while you're downsizing your jig, don't be afraid to downsize your minnow. You know, they usually give you it in batches, and some are larger, some are smaller. Someday the key is that you downsize your minnow, and that seems to work best. So you got to play around a little bit, see what they're after, and then just bring home the bacon. All right, guys, got one on. Let's see what we got. Little walleye. And off he goes. That was a walleye, and it was on the Jig and Minnow. I guess that counts. Wasn't very big. Probably all of 13.5 inches. So it's all right. We'll find some bigger ones. Just got to keep plugging away. I want to go to my other area, but there's a boat sitting on it. So we may just hang out just for a little bit longer. And then we'll do the slow death over there. And then we'll run the jig behind it. There we go. There we go, folks. Just another small walleye. Oh, he was barely hooked. All right, folks, another shorty. It's Jig and Minnow. Let's see what else we can get.
YouTube, I watched you last night.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Prescott.
All right. Trying to find them down here now.
Yeah.
How you guys done?
We got one short one, was all so far.
I've had a few short ones.
Better than working.
Absolutely. Good luck to you, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, you bet.
There we go. Nice little walleye. Might make 15. Guess we'll find out in a minute. Got a 15.5. Gonna go in the box, do for our catch and cook. And let's see what else we can get. Slow death so far. Been producing the fish on the crawler. So let's get them in the box and continue on. We'll take 15.5, great eater walleye, and again on the slow death. So I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. Hopefully we can get a few more. We got a lot of boats heading our way. That's what happens when you catch fish. They all want to be on top of you. Now let's get on it. I want you to see how close this boat is to me. I could literally cast. They had the whole river and they decided to come through here. Guys, have respect for one another. It's amazing how people have to be right on top of you when there is a whole mile of river to go down. There we go. There we go, folks. Got one on. Doesn't feel tremendous. Another little walleye. Okay, just another one on the death, slow death, and crawler. And let's send it back. So far it's been a blast. I'm enjoying this. Like I said, I haven't done this for many years, so reliving this is kind of nice. So let's let it go. There we go. Fish on, guys. Fish on, fish on. He was aggressive. Wow. And all this for a little walleye. Crawler, slow death. Let's let him go. Folks, got a 14 3/4, just shy of the 15-inch mark, but still fun. Let's try it again. Got a few walleyes off the jig. All the fish seem to be about the same. We're just missing the size by an inch, half inch on a lot of these fish. So you know, I think they're both doing really well, and I'm going to continue doing this just for about another 15-20 minutes, and then I'm going to call it a day in the experiment. And I felt pretty good about it. It was good results. Well, that's it, folks, out here on the St. Croix today. What a blast. An excellent challenge for myself to see which was going to do better: crawler harness, crawler with the slow death, or the jig and minnow. And even though I didn't do too much with the jig and minnow day, which was the point, I think the jig and minnow probably would have done just as well. You know, but I know that one. I like jigging. That's my thing. But I gotta tell you guys, that slow death, if you're a Lindy person, you must try it. Set it up like a Lindy. Use a half a crawler on it. That's an amazing hook. Size 2, I believe it is. And wow, just amazed. So anyway, if you guys like these videos, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Love hearing from you. I appreciate you joining me out here today. And as always, we'll see you next time on the water.